afternoon, everybody. I'm Carrie Fellows. I'm the Executive Director for Crossroads of the American Revolution, and I'm here with my colleague, Sarah Curitan, who's the Director of the New Jersey Historical Commission, and our staffs to present today's RevolutionNJ Quarterly Update. So thanks for everyone for joining us today, and we've been doing a lot of stuff. So the agenda we're going to go through today, we're going to share some of what we've been working on. And I really want to encourage everyone to start following our social media pages because we finally have those going on. And we're going to put those up on the screen in a little bit. But just welcome everyone. And I'm going to turn it over to Sarah to do the news.
Great. Thank you so much, Carrie. And Noelle, maybe you can keep a look on our waiting room and make sure we get everybody admitted as they join us. So great to see everybody here. And we have been busy at RevolutionNJ, and we are really super excited to share with you what's been going on in the last few months. So here's what we're going to cover today. We're going to talk about, as Carrie mentioned, our new social media accounts. And we really, as she said, want you to follow them. We've got two projects up and running that we want to talk to you about because they're projects that you all can engage with. So we're going to talk about those. That would be the traveling exhibit and History Happened Here. We have some upcoming events this fall. We'll go over those, and then we're going to talk about two of our opportunities for all of you, either to become a New Jersey Revolution and Jersey community or to become a proud partner. And then finally, and I'm sorry, before I leave that, let me tell you that we have a guest presenter here, Tim Hart from Ocean County, is going to tell us a little bit about what they're doing as one of our proud partners and hopefully give you some ideas and inspiration. And then finally, Marc Lorenc from the commission staff is going to walk you through a brand new resource that we're really excited to unveil today. And that is our new RevolutionNJ Handbook. We will leave time at the end for questions. We'll try to have some answers. And we would love during that period to really hear from you what you're needing. What are the things that you would like us to be focused on and questions you'd like to have answered. So do be thinking about those. And you're welcome, by the way, to use the chat, yes, to post your questions as we go along. So with that, Marc, let's go to our next page and just share with you that we had a fantastic day up with our colleagues in Morristown. And I want to once again thank two of our elected officials, Senator Cory Booker and particularly Congresswoman Mikey Sherrill, who put this all together. It was a great day at the end of August up in Morristown with our colleagues there getting excited and talking about the plans for the 250th. By the way, Carrie and Marc and I and others from our team are delighted to come to your county, your municipality. If you would like us to come and share more of the information directly, if you'd like us to come with your elected officials and brief them, we're delighted to do that. So Morristown was a great event, but we really look forward to having many more of these events around the state as we move forward. And Carrie, I think you wanted to particularly
don't fall behind. Follow our social media accounts. We're now on Instagram and on Facebook, and they're linked right here. We are updating the website, the RevNJ website, so it will now have the social media accounts. It has until now just had the Crossroads and the Historical Commission accounts, but we're now that we have these all set up and they're up and running, and do tag us, tag RevolutionNJ and RevNJ on whenever you're doing something out and about and you're enjoying a historic site, you are interacting with any kind of civic engagement that has some relationship to the ideals and the events of the American Revolution. We're hoping to build these accounts by strengthening our ties to our community. So, you know, when you're tagging your other local historic sites or organizations, tag RevNJ too, and get the signal raised up and out there in the public. Thanks.
So now onto a couple of the projects that are now up and in motion for RevolutionNJ. I'm really excited to share with all of you that we are underway with preparing a traveling exhibition for the anniversary. And Meg Sharp-Walton, who I think is here with us today, I think I saw her pop into the waiting room. She has been engaged to be the guest curator for this traveling exhibit. We're delighted to be working with her. And I want you to be thinking about this as a resource for you in your community or in your organization, because we will be next year starting to take reservations for folks who would like to host this traveling exhibition. This is a great opportunity for any site that either wants to augment what you're doing already around the anniversary, or maybe you're not planning an exhibition of your own, but you'd like to have one that is easy to fit into your space and that we will curate for you. So we'll have much more information about this, at the end of this fiscal year. So by next summer, we'll have a lot more to share with you as Meg gets her plans all developed over the next year. I do want to emphasize here, as we've got, that there will be multiple copies of this traveling exhibition so that it can be in more than one place in the state at one time. And we are thinking about locations that aren't just in museums and historic sites, but this could be something that your local library could host. It could be something that you could have in a school auditorium or school library. It could be something at a community center, a senior center, any number of different locations. So if there is a place that you're directly connected to, or if you could share this information with other groups in your community, we think this is going to be a great resource for the anniversary. And the focus of this exhibition is going to be on really revealing and connecting to multiple perspectives on the American Revolution, highlighting individuals from that time period, a variety of individuals and the experiences they had. We are planning also to leave a space open so that any of our host sites can actually add materials of their own to highlight their own communities. So it's both pre-curated for you, but also there will be an element of it that you can actually use yourself interactively to express the individual stories from your own communities. So stay tuned for more information about that, but by all means start thinking about whether you would like to host this at your facility, and obviously share the news with other organizations in your area. Now, the other program that is actively in development right now is History Happened Here. And this is a program that we've discussed, I know, in previous updates, but I wanted to really highlight where we are with this right now. First of all, if you go to the RevNJ.org website, there is a whole section under the Resources tab for educators. We have a host of information there. This is some of it about History Happened Here. So we have both teaching resources for educators, which you can start using right now, but we also have some of this information you see here that is an introduction or a preview of the History Happened Here program. So this program is designed to really connect students and their teachers with local history and local history resources. And the whole idea, and by the way, there's a prompt that we'll be sharing that all students will be able to respond to if they participate in this program. But a real key to this is preparing all of our historic sites and archives and libraries and resources to partner with students and educators who want to participate in this program. So we'll be sharing the prompt so you can start thinking about items from your collection that might be relevant to a student project. And we also are inviting you, you'll see there the third column there, guidelines to public history site videos. And this is what you can do right now. We are inviting sites, so historic sites, archives, libraries, any repository where you have resources, primary sources that students could use in developing a local history project. We are welcoming you if you would like to create a short video that we can post on this website so that teachers can learn about what you have and can connect with you later on when we launch History Happened Here. There's some handy guidelines right there under that tab that give you some guidance on how to put together a short video. And we have some samples too, we can share with you. A couple of our colleagues have already prepared these videos, so you can get a sense of what might work. But really we want, at this stage of the game, to encourage all of our sites to start thinking about what you have in your collection that you could really highlight and make super accessible to students who want to do this new research. And by the way, we'll have time for more questions as we move forward. And Mark, would you like to share with everyone one of our upcoming events?
Sure. We are in the process of actually launching our first Tavern Talks event, which is going to be this Saturday at Hackensack Brewing. This is a program that came out of our larger public programming working group. And the idea for this one is to really connect folks to the idea of the tavern space as it historically was understood as a place where folks can have civic discourse and come together and talk about issues. It's seen as an interactive living history event where we're going to have folks dressed in period piece talking to attendees. It's going to be kind of almost like a game in which folks attend and they ask questions of reenactors and try to piece together what exactly happened at a particular moment. All while we're hosted at a craft brewery in a local community. And this is often what we're hoping is going to be in the backyard of a historical event. So the first one we're doing is in Hackensack, and we're looking at the raid on Hackensack in 1780. We are looking for other opportunities and partnerships in the state for folks who would want to do something similar. If you are an organization who already has built up a relationship with a craft brewery, or you're looking to build up that relationship, please reach out to us. We're thinking of doing a couple of pilots. This is the first time we're doing it this weekend, so we'll see how it goes. But we're hoping to really expand this program and then also help folks with providing a template and really getting it off the ground so other organizations and breweries around the state can take part in this. And the last thing I want to stress is that although we are going to be focusing on specific events, there is the second half of the event is really getting folks to just talk to each other and really working on that contemporary civic discourse and engagement and really building community. And we see this as an opportunity to really tie and show how history is meaningful in the present.
Thanks, Mark. There we go. Now, I'm excited to share with you another program that is going to happen this fall. Our annual conference, the New Jersey Historical Commission, offers an annual New Jersey History Conference, as I think many of you know. And the focus for this year's gathering is going to be the Unfinished Revolution, New Perspectives on the American Revolution in New Jersey. So pre-registration, early bird registration, I should say, is available now. We would love to have you get registered. You're going to get a little discount on the fee if you register early during the early bird period. And we do expect to offer you a full day of terrific programs. Let me talk a little bit about what we have in mind. The concept for this conference, because we actually got requests from a number of different folks and organizations around the state for us to present current, updated, new research on the American Revolution in New Jersey. So that's the focus of this program. And we'll be offering panels on a number of key themes. The Native American or indigenous history of the American Revolution is one of those themes. And you can see that our keynote speaker, I'm just thrilled to announce, is Dr. Ned Blackhawk from Yale. We will also have panels on women in the American Revolution, as well as African Americans during the American Revolution. And one that I'm really looking forward to, we're calling Revolutionary Landscapes, which will feature a look at some of the current archaeological work, recent archaeological digs and ongoing ones around the state, and some of the new things that we have learned about New Jersey during this period that we'll be marking. So it'll be a great opportunity to both hear some of this great new material that's being created, but also to connect with your colleagues from around the state. You'll note too that in our description, we will be featuring a couple of workshops. So what we're trying to do here is offer you several different ways to engage in learning. Obviously, we'll have our keynote presentation, we'll have some panel presentations, and then we will have some workshops. And the two that we are offering on this day will be one at the Old Barracks Museum, and then one at the New Jersey State Archive. So you're going to get a look at the Old Barracks at, I think, first-person interpretation and how to approach that. And at the New Jersey State Archives, they are planning to share with you some of the treasures they have there and talk about different ways that those might be interpreted. And hopefully that will give you not only an insight to their fabulous collections, but also give you some ideas for how you might work with archival materials you might have in your own collection and want to spotlight for the anniversary. So November 17th, plan to spend the day with us here in Trenton. And, you know, we just really hope to see a lot of you turning out for that event. So for those of you who we didn't actually formally introduce you, Marc, this is Dr. Marc Lorenc in this photograph here, who you heard speak earlier about our tavern talks. I think many of you know Marc now for all the great work he's been doing around RevolutionNJ. But this great photo of him is here to just share with you that we are going to be exhibiting about RevolutionNJ at least 4 large conferences this fall. Come and see us. But we also want you to know that that's all part of our initiative here to really spread the word about what we're up to some absolutely key audiences. So we'll be up at the New Jersey Council for the Social Studies. Our education specialist, Bob Fenster, is going to be there talking about the History Happened Here program. We will also partner with our colleagues at Crossroads. So the whole RevolutionNJ team, I think, is going to be down there for the NJEA conference in early November, again, reaching out to educators and getting them excited about these offerings that we have. We'll be at the New Jersey League of Municipalities, and we also will be at the New Jersey Tourism Industry Association. So that's just for this fall, and there'll be more opportunities where we'll be exhibiting, I know, in the new year as well. So we wanted to really emphasize too today, and we're emphasizing lots of things, and this is certainly one of them. We have an initiative to get our municipalities to join us by becoming a RevolutionNJ community. And there's a link on this slide deck that takes you right to a spot on the RevolutionNJ, the revnj.org website, where we have a sample resolution. So we've tried to make it super easy for communities to grab our draft resolution and adapt it in any ways they'd like for their particular community, and then pass that resolution. What it really says is that the community get on.
Oh, hey, Tom, it's Julie calling.
And get started.
We have Zoom with Caitlin at 2 o'clock today.
If you can, on your.
I emailed you the links. You want me to email it again to you? Okay.
All right.
Okay.
With our RevolutionNJ communities, also, once you pass that resolution, we want you to let us know so that we can list you on our website as one of the growing list of communities that have done this. And I think what I was about to say was it really just the resolution is a commitment to get started planning and to work with the materials that we've created, those themes that we've created, and be part of this initiative. And then Our second opportunity, and this, so if you're not a municipality, and by the way, very shortly in the next week, we're going to be sending communications out to every single municipality in New Jersey to spread the word further about this opportunity to become a RevolutionNJ community. And we're also going to be reaching out and meeting with all 21 counties this fall. So we really are trying to cover the whole map and spreading the word. But
And we know, sorry, Sarah, if I can interrupt for a minute, we
Yes,
know
please
that you all live in a municipality and in a county, and you probably know some of your elected officials. So it's typically a resolution doesn't have to come from on high. It can come from the grassroots. So if you have a link or a contact with one of your elected officials, by all means, bring it to their attention and get them excited about it, because we want this to be for everybody.
Absolutely. Well said. And then here's the other opportunity, and we're going to hear from one of our proud partners next. Any organization, so your museum, library, Boys, Girls Club, we'd love to have you join us as a RevolutionNJ proud partner. The link you see here goes to our website, where there is what we tried to make as simple as possible form that you fill out to join up as a RevolutionNJ partner. And we will have more and more functionality on our website for partners to use to communicate to each other, and also to post your events and projects that you are planning for the 250th. So if you haven't in your organization already joined, we'd love you to do that today. And in order to kind of get you excited and perhaps give you a little bit of inspiration for what you can do for the 250th, I'm just absolutely delighted to introduce Tim Hart, who is the Executive Director of the Ocean County Cultural and Heritage Commission. They joined up this fall, late summer, I think, as a proud partner, and have already gotten started with planning. And so we asked Tim here today to give you a sneak peek at what's going on in Ocean County. So Tim, take it away.
Okay, so Mark, can you roll the film, please? Always wanted to say that. Roll.
Absolutely.
The past holds a mirror to the present. And as it is today, so it was for the earliest of Americans. Their small personal stories reflected our national issues. New Jersey is the crossroads of the American Revolution. And here in Ocean County, we have critical waterways and ports. There were skirmishes and people playing important historical roles. During the American Revolution, Ocean County was going through its own civil war of conflicting ideologies and groups. Loyalists, patriots, Quakers. It was a hard decision. It was family fighting family. Sometimes it was fighting for the lesser of evils or for the promise of freedom. It's not unlike today. See, the American Revolution isn't just an event that happened. It's a spark that ignited an idea: democracy. It's a living revolution that manifests itself in the politics and pressures of today. The past holds a mirror to the present. You can see it in the story of Captain John Bacon, who many believed used the war for his personal advantage. Before the war, he was a Quaker, serving the very same people he would later terrorize as a loyalist. The affair at Cedar Bridge is thought to be the last documented land engagement of the Revolution. The people of Ocean County were divided, and some saw Bacon as a symbol, others as a villain. Was he a robber or a hero? How important it is that the definition of a man's character and whatever truth was behind both sides of the argument landed the people of Ocean County in a bloody battle that left behind wounded and dead on both sides. You can see the past reflected in the story of the Cuffey brothers from Manahawkin. They're among the few people of color in New Jersey recorded to fight for the Patriot cause. Their mother was Lenape, and their father, a free African American. You can see it in the story of the Toms River Blockhouse fight, where Joshua Huddy led a small militia to defend a timber and frame fort against 125 British soldiers and Loyalist supporters. The town was burned to the ground, and the Treaty of Paris negotiations were halted. The fringes of conflict and the changing of power were tumultuous and tenuous, even in 1782. A keen eye can see the divisions that our country was founded on, and the truth that maybe these stories aren't just villains and victors, red versus blue, but people who believed in a better version of life, an ideal for them that was worth fighting for. And hopefully soon, you can see it all on the American Revolution in Ocean County Trail.
I think the challenge we all face is taking what really happened in 1775 to 1783, honoring that, but making it meaningful to people whose families were not here. It has to be meaningful, and I think the way it's meaningful is to tell the truth, the story. And what was really going on in Ocean County is that we were involved in a culture war. Race was very important. About 10% of the population was enslaved. The Native Americans, the Lenape, were involved. Immigration was a hot issue. Most immigrants sided with the king. They were involved in many of the same issues that we're involved in today.
We believe that personal stories can inform our present to make.
Okay, thank you. And let's see now, how do I get to the other share? Where's it?
It's up at the bottom. Up, right there.
Right there?
You got it.
Okay. No, it's not there.
What did you do?
I don't know what I did. And then go back.
Okay, up, yep, there.
Share screen. There we go. Okay, here we go. Here we go. All right. Thank you, Samantha, for helping me. Okay, here we go. So this is a book that we just got hot off the presses. Can everybody see this?
You're all good, Tim.
Okay. And this is, you can see one of the Glansman paintings. So our commissioner who's in charge, Ginny Haynes, is the regent of the Joshua Huddy DAR. Our immediate boss in Parks, Mike Mangum, is the vice president of the State Society of Sons of the American Revolution. And then we have these two wonderful letters from Sarah and Carrie. Thank you very much for that. This is our, if you come to our site down at the Cedar Bridge Tavern, we have this MASH sign, which shows you how Cedar Bridge is the center of the universe. We're sort of like the navel of New Jersey. So we have a number of things that we've been doing. This will be our third annual event that we have. We call it the Countdown to the Revolution. We have it in our courthouse. We have students that do readings, historic readings. This year is the Tea Party from 1773, and we get county officials and so forth there, and we have music. And this is number 3 of 13. Let's see what's that. It's not as moving. Why is it moving? Any idea?
If it's stuck, maybe use the keyboard for the right arrow on the keyboard, see if that helps it.
Well, this is our book. Yeah, what am I doing wrong here? Let's see. Oh, well, there we go. Okay, all right. So you may have heard about this project we're doing with the Pomeroy Foundation through the Sons of the American Revolution. We're putting these really handsome blue and yellow signs all through the state. Mostly we're concentrating now in Ocean County. This commemorates the burial grounds of patriots, documented patriots. They're pretty tough on that, and we've had elected officials involved. I think we're up to 12 now, and I have no idea, 50, 60 we're going to end up doing. Pomeroy Foundation is very generous. They pay for 100%, and then each of the towns has actually installed. This is some signage that we borrowed that we have at Cedar Bridge, just trying to lay out patriots, loyalists, and Quakers on a local level. This is a list that we started. This was Pauline Miller, who was the historian before me. This is basically the list out of the battles and skirmishes prepared by the Sons of the American Revolution, but our boss has instructed us that we have to do all of the events that happen in Ocean County, and we think that's like 600 events, and we'll be working on that. This is another piece of artwork done from the bicentennial. This is Tom's River being burned. This is the map that you're all familiar with from the skirmishes and battles. This is our timeline that sort of tries to put in perspective what happened here in Ocean County as it relates to the bigger picture. This is our trailer that we're very proud of. We were at Princeton on Sunday. The first year we needed a permit to go to Princeton. This year they invited us to come back. And as you can see, we have some of this artwork on the outside, locates the 6 main battles that we're doing with the National Park Service. And and we have a theme now: have trailer will travel. And most of you, I don't think, are baby boomers, so you may miss that, but there used to be a TV show, Have Gun Will Travel, Have Trailer Will Travel. This is our last year event. We're very proud of this trophy. We got 2nd place in the Tom's River Halloween Parade, which is the 2nd largest Halloween parade in the world, in the nation, behind Greenwich Village, supposedly. And we got 2nd place. There were only 2 entries in our category, and we got number 2. Our boss has said not to come back if we don't get number 1 this year. You see, we also have we have like giant chess and checkers. Now, Samantha is with me, so we go to quite a few events, as you can see. And Samantha came up with the idea of giving away free lollipops. And at first you say to yourself, well, you know, like, how authentic is that, right? But it really helps us to engage people. She also has dog biscuits for large dogs, small dogs. And these kinds of things, when we go out, we try to engage people. And then once we can get them in, because we don't want to just go to the choir. We don't want to go to the usual suspects. And the lollipops are extremely effective. They're kosher. They work very well. This is our events, and this is just briefly the 6 main events that we're going to be doing the National Park Service movies with. It was very nice. It was a $140,000 grant. We're very pleased with that. The gentleman who did the artwork for us, he's passed away, but he was actually a contemporary of Norman Rockwell. This is our annual event at Cedar Bridge Tavern. For those of you who want to come out, everybody wants to know why there's no alcohol at our tavern. We're very sensitive to that, being the government. So I found a gentleman from Maryland. We went out to an event in Pennsylvania and found him. And I'm sure he knew he was there. We just discovered him like Columbus discovered America. But anyway, so he's going to make beer for us on the scene. We're going to have a sutler there. We have music, soldiers, and so you're all invited to that. This is some other artwork that was developed during the bicentennial about salt works. This thing in the middle is called a carcass, and it was discovered on the beach in Seaside Heights outside the state park. And Cedar Bridge, this is our friend John Bacon, tavern rates, the tea party. Apparently young people say this thing, filling tea, although my wife says it's on Housewives of somewhere. And then our bell is the hit of our event. It was the descendant of a Revolutionary War soldier, the Soper family, and he made this after the bicentennial. He had a stroke, and he made this harness here. And the bell supposedly is from a shipwreck. And we find people, it's kinetic, and they seem to enjoy ringing the bell. The people hearing the bell ring, that's a whole other story. So I think that's our 10 minutes, and we're good.
Thank you so much, Tim. And we will have a moment for questions at the end. If you have questions for Tim and Samantha down in Ocean County, all sorts of exciting things happening down there. But let me add, after that great presentation by Tim, that we'd love to present in these quarterly updates from others of you that are doing great things getting ready. So let us know if you'd like to be featured on one of our upcoming updates. I think it's great to share all of these ideas with each other so that all of us can partner and collaborate and really build the anniversary that we're hoping for. So, Mark, I think now we're going to hand it off to you. Am I right about that? And go to the handbook.
Yeah, and thank you so much, Tim, for giving us a rundown of what Ocean County is up to. It's really inspiring, actually, to see the different organization and folks who are signing up and starting to think about RevolutionNJ. And that's kind of the spirit that we hope this handbook is received in. There's a lot of handbooks out there, right? We know that there's the field guide for making the history at 250. I don't know if this will show up because of my screen, that the ASLH put out, which has a very distinct tone. What we came in with the spirit of is trying to think of ways in which, if you're an organization or an interested party in the state and you wanted to take part in RevolutionNJ, what would be the kind of pathway you can find yourself in? The handbook itself is more of almost like a public history, public humanities conversation piece, right? It's supposed to get you talking and thinking in a way that engages the public in bringing them into the 250th. I'm going to share my screen right now and show you how you can get to this handbook. It is already loaded up on our website, so it is officially launched. And a couple of things I want to just note, that it's going to be a living document. So we are going to be updating this thing as the RevolutionNJ initiative grows. This means we'll be getting different images, resources, and things added into this handbook. Things might change, so just keep an eye on it. Obviously, if there's any changes, we'll make a note to it in our newsletter. But this is the first version of it. So if you click into resources and you scroll down to where we have all of our documents, studies, and reports, you're going to see a little thing here for the RevolutionNJ Handbook. There's two different versions. The interactive handbook is sort of a fun flip zine that you can just use on your browser. And it has interactive clips and you can stream videos within the book itself. And then there's the traditional, hey, I just want to download the PDF and print it out and look at it handbook, which is the second link. We're going to also create a printed version of this that we'll be giving out at events, but that is forthcoming. So right now it's only digital. So let's go into the interactive handbook. This is what it's going to look like. And the basic structure of the handbook is to have a sort of why is this thing exist and how we should use it. And then it goes into an overview of what RevolutionNJ is, why we are excited at the state level, why our partners at Crossage are excited for this, why everyone's talking about the 250th. We have a great little welcome introduction by Sarah and Carrie that gets us talking about this. And then you'll see that we have all of these goals and missions outlined, which is just an easier way of digesting what we've already put out there as our strategic goals and interpretive frames. And that's sort of kind of been the larger motif I was trying to go with when we were working on this, is how can we make the themes and the interpretive framework a little bit more accessible and talked in like an everyday language, right? So you'll see that we included a little bit of the interpretive framework in here so folks have an idea of what we mean when we say, hey, pick a theme and talk about it, or explore a theme further. I'm not going to go too much into each one, but as you saw there, as soon as you flip into a page that has a clickable link, it'll blink for you, so you'll know what's clickable. But you could also click into these videos
actually American history
resources that we've already created. So it's all in one convenient place. There's a lot of call actions for folks to look at questions and then really try to interrogate them and think about ways in which they could potentially engage in these questions or create programming around it. For each one of our themes, you'll see that this gets repeated. We'll have a quick blurb about the theme and how to think about it in a general term. It'll tie into our bundles of silence video that we've created for it. And then we'll offer some brainstorming ideas of how you can think about it, what different directions you can go into. So that's the first major part after the overview. And then we go into the second part, which is really more of a, how can we talk about community engagement in a different way? What can we do to bring more people into the 250th and kind of reimagine public history? So this is going to highlight some of our larger community initiatives. Then also talk about how you can collaborate and what best ways you can network. Thinking about shifts towards more participatory methods to really bring people into the design process early on, so that whatever programming you create resonates with the community that you're serving. And then also trying to really think about how you can make the complexity of the past work in the present, right? We know that our tagline has been engage the past, shape the future, but what does that mean on the ground? How does that look when we actually put that into action? And then we came up with a couple of hypothetical program ideas. So if you are a arts-based organization and you're thinking about what can I do for the 250th, right? You can take part in a number of placemaking initiatives, create public murals, host artist residencies, or you can do something like create a concert series and help facilitate that for your municipality or county. A museum might look at their exhibits and be thinking about this interpretive framework, and they want to maybe do a reinterpretation or bring in a new collaborator or discuss a different topic. Or you can be a municipality who is trying to really bring in folks on the ground and think about what can we do for the 250th, and you host a 250th competition for a public arts project for your town, and you get folks to kind of pick which one they want to go with. These are all just sort of different venues and different organizations we hope are going to be engaging in a 250th, and just giving them like one or two ideas that, hey, maybe this can be something you can explore further, or maybe you can work on it differently and create something new from it. So we go into a couple of these different sectors, and then the last part is really making sure that we have one solid little area for folks who do want to do this type of work and they need a little bit more help, or they want more resources or more ideas. So we highlight the different organizations who are already providing things for the 250th in this larger civics and community engaged manner. And you'll see that there's some inclusive history resources, some framing resources, which we call people first approaches. And then obviously what current grant opportunities are available within the state. This I'm sure will be updated as we start hearing more national opportunities coming out for the 250th. So this page and the resources page will be something that most likely will be what's updated every version of this. And then we have some FAQs, some questions that we just hear a lot from the public. My favorite one being, I am not a revolutionary worth light, can I still be part of this? And the answer is absolutely. And we hope that this handbook tells you or shows you how you can be part of this, even if you are not a site that is directly connected to 1776. But then I also want to highlight that there is some great resources and reports on the bottom that kind of get at this larger conversation that we know is occurring in the broader history world, that kind of brings us more closer together. I think that's the spirit of this handbook, is to really show how we have more in common and how we can find those pathways towards collaboration. And that is our back cover. That is a very brief overview of this. I will drop the link to the PDF and the interactive in the chat so folks can take a look at it. And we would love to hear your feedback. Please reach out to us if you feel like you have any questions or additions that you would want to bring forward to us.
Thank you, Mark. That was terrific. So I think, Mark, we've come to the end of our agenda, and which means we would love to hear from all of you. Love to entertain questions about any of the presentations, but also would love to take this opportunity to find out from all of you hey, are there things out there that you would like us to do? Are there things you need? Give us some feedback on what you'd like to see in this next year, particularly as we're all planning and getting ready for this big anniversary. So the floor is open. Now, I know let's kick it off, because I believe Deb Levinson has a question in the chat. And Deb asks if, when we invite the counties and municipalities, if we can also alert the local groups too. Deb, and by the way, Mark, can folks can unmute and respond, right?
They should be able to.
Yeah. And Noelle, maybe take my spotlight off if you don't mind, so we can see who might be talking. Deb, if you're still here, tell me a little bit more about what you would like us to do with that. These letters will be going out probably next week.
Okay.
They're going to go to all the municipalities. And then we will be reaching out to all 21 counties and inviting them actually to a meeting, an hour-long meeting, to really brief the counties on where we are. So I can tell you that the letters are going to go out next week. Is there more information you would like?
No, I would just like to know more. And of course, working with Tim Hart and Samantha, well, you know, with the Ocean County Historical Society, I have done work with advocacy with smoke-free beaches smoke-free beaches and stuff. So I've learned how to work with the different municipalities, and I'm sure Tim knows how to do that too. But, you know, it's just something I feel advocacy policy change. And so that really will help going forward. If I know, oh, the letters went out and I could just contact those I know locally. But I don't want to do anything. I want to do it hand in hand with the local county organization too.
Right. So how about, why don't we do it this way? We are planning to have these out no later than next week. If that changes, perhaps we can post just an update, you know, that letters are going out the following week, because I think that's a good point. You'd like to follow up, basically, right, with your
Exactly.
Which is fantastic. We want you to do that. That's fantastic. So if they do not for some reason get out next week, we'll update you so you know that, you know, there's a little bit more of a pause, but that is the plan, to get those letters out to everyone next week.
And a copy of the letter would be great too.
Yeah, absolutely.
Okay, great, thanks.
Figure out how we can do that. Let me think on that.
Okay, I know.
Now there was another question. Oh, Kathleen Wyatt, about an application for RevolutionNJ partnership. Kathleen, what organization were you applying for?
Cape May Historical Society.
Cape May Historical Society. Mark, do you know the status on that one?
Yeah, I think that one is in our next batch of, hey, you're about to get an email and a welcome package.
So stay tuned.
Yeah, it's great. That's great news, because we joined the crossroads of the revolution early on. And when I saw the opportunity, that's thrilling. Thank you very much, Mark.
Yes,
yeah,
and go ahead.
I was going to say that we have your applications, the folks who have put them in. I think we have almost 60 right now, and we have one or two batches that are, one that's in process of being sent out, and the other one that's now in the process of being sent to our steering committee for approval. So there might be a little bit of a delay. If there's ever a question about it, feel free to reach out to me, and I can definitely give you the status update on where we are with them. Okay,
thank you.
And this gives us an opportunity to actually tell you what you get in your welcome packet. We created window clings for all of our proud partners. So you'll get you're going to get immediately the proud partner logo, by the way, which you can use to, you might have seen on the Ocean County trailer. They use that logo to create a decal for their trailer for that. But we're going to send you a window cling with your proud partner logo, which we hope you'll put into you know, a prominent place, your front door, I don't know, by the bathroom window, wherever you think appropriate in your site. It is a window cling, so it's not going to leave adhesive on your window at all. And we're also giving you a tent card that you can hopefully put maybe on your registration desk or the check-in desk for the library or whatever it might be. So look for those in your welcome packet. And if you are interested in getting more of those items, you know, let us know, because all of this, you know, we want to hear from you what's really helpful. And we will be, and maybe I'll ask Carrie to comment on this too. We also do plan to begin now rolling out some other logoed items. So you're going to begin to see those. Carrie, I don't know if you want to add anything.
Sure.
Yeah.
Absolutely. Yeah, we're working with Mike Keeler of Quicksilver HG Marketing and Communications, and Mike's on the call. And we talked again today. We're going to be putting together some premiums that we'll be having out at tabling events. Definitely starting off with some stickers, because everybody likes stickers. You put it on your laptop or on your water bottle or wherever you like to, on your car, wherever you like to stick stickers, notebooks. Some definitely some staff shirts so that we can wear those out when we're tabling to be able to identify RevNJ staff members, and some car magnets or magnets that you can stick on your filing cabinet or next to your desk, on your refrigerator, wherever you like to stick your magnets, to again help get the brand messaging out there. So those are some of the initial things, but we want to get those out quickly so that we'll have them when you see us tabling out at the events that we highlighted earlier. So there will be more, but we're starting with the ones we know we can get done quickly so that we can get them out to our October and November events.
I might add it. Maybe this is an incentive to come to our November 17th event, because we are planning a special logoed item to give to our attendees on November 17th. So please join us then. Another question, Mark Texel is asking if a statewide calendar is anticipated for events related to the anniversary. And the answer is yes. We are planning a statewide calendar. It's going to be on the RevolutionNJ website. And I think that's going to be available pretty soon, right? Carrie, anything more you want to say about that?
Yeah, we're having a few technical difficulties with our web developer around the calendar idea. So we're still trying to work that out. But yeah, we'll certainly the state sites are, because your state sites, and this is a state initiative, are considered part of RevolutionNJ. So we'll definitely have those events on the statewide calendar. But yeah, basically it'll be the branded events that'll be on there. And yeah, we're hoping to have that up soonest, because that's about the last major thing that we need to get on the website.
Yeah, so that's coming. I think I hit all the questions that were in the chat. So let me ask if others have a question. And Noelle, if you could take off the spotlight just so we can see, and maybe anyone who would like to raise their hand will be able to see you. And let you ask your question. Okay, while you're thinking, let me take this opportunity to mention a couple of other statewide initiatives that are coming, just so you can put them in your planning list of things to think about. I see that Julie is here and from W3R, and that reminds me that we are going to be sponsoring a series of revolutionary runs. So we're anticipating 6 running events. I will not be running, but I will be cheering on the sidelines. And those of you who do run, I hope you'll participate in those. So we have those coming up. Thank you for the hand clap, Julie. And those are going to start pretty soon. I think in the next few months, you're going to see those begin to roll out. The other initiative that we are developing is something we're calling, and we need to get a sexier name for this, but genealogy pop-ups. So I wanted to mention this to this group as another opportunity for you. The idea is that we're going to be partnering with local either genealogy organizations or archives, libraries, historical organizations to host booths at community events to really raise awareness of the resources that are right in our local communities to do that really exciting genealogy research on your own family. So all those details are going to be worked out this year, but if you would like to host one of these at one of the events in your town, be thinking about that. We'll be offering signups coming up in the, probably next year. So be thinking about that as well. All right, any other questions?
And we will send links out to folks, just making sure. We will upload this video. It's being recorded on our YouTube channel, and it'll be linked on our RevolutionNJ website. And we'll also put up the PowerPoint.
All right. Well, in our last 3 minutes, last call, are there any requests? Because really we'd love to hear from you. Is there something else that you'd like us to do or share with you? You don't have to sing out now if you'd rather, but please feel free to send us an email. I think we've got that info@RevNJ box. Oh, I see Mark Texel has a question.
Oh, just a quick comment. Just Ocean County's presentation was wonderful, and it's just really a thought moving forward. I know there's a ton of wonderful things that RevolutionNJ is doing, fantastic outreach and public messaging, but the power of a 3 to 4 minute video that's really well crafted, it just struck me as when I saw that, thinking something like that, and maybe it's on the drawing board already, but to me that can reach a huge audience of people, because people are so glued into visual and social media that whether it's, you know, a RevolutionNJ one or 21 separate ones or all together, but I think that tool itself would be something that would be really useful. So
Agreed. And we do, by the way, we do have a video coming for RevolutionNJ overall. So, but I think
in final production.
Yep. But Mark, I think you make a great point. Again, applause to you guys, our colleagues over there in Ocean County, for doing that. And just a reminder, New Jersey Historical Commission has grants, our project grant program for the spring, just a few months away, and we do fund videos. So if you would like to create a video and you're looking for some funding to support that, our grant program certainly would be one possible place to look for that.
Yeah, and kudos to Monmouth County and Ted for putting the link to Monmouth County's video in the chat, because that is also a really beautifully done video to get Monmouth County residents excited about the 250th as well. So well done, Ted.
Thank you.
Absolutely. I think too, just so we'll spread the congratulations around the state. I think Camden also has created a very nice video about their the Cooper House. If you haven't seen that, I don't know if they've released it fully actually, but it's coming, and that's very nice too. So great.
Yeah, we'll be planning on highlighting the various communities that are actively working on things, and the communities that have become RevNJ communities in the newsletter as time goes on. So we'll be, doing one or maybe two of those a month. So you'll be able to see yourselves in the RevNJ newsletter and get some credit out there too.
I think that'll be fantastic. So keep us posted, right? As you create these things,
Yeah.
We want to know about it. We really want to know about it so we can help spread the word. Fantastic. So it is exactly 1 o'clock. Thank you everyone for joining us. We'll be back. By the way, Meg, you want to wave for those who don't know you? There's Meg, our guest curator. And thank you everyone for joining us. We'll look forward to being back with you next quarter to keep you updated on our progress. Thanks.